Interested in knowing what's involved in a session? Great question. So I allow up to 2 hours for this beautiful process. The actual journey takes about an hour. We sit down to begin with and we have a big discussion about what it is that you want to clear. I'm talking negative emotions, I'm talking limiting beliefs, I'm talking major traumas, major events, patterns that have traveled down through your DNA, through your generational line. We can have a look at specific physical illnesses, discord within relationships, anything, anything. And I like to get a full page, a whole full page full of different things that you want to get some resolution around, that you want to release, that you want to look into. So we set the intentions first, and then we go into this beautiful trance-like state. It is like a meditation, but it is not just a meditation. It's a very deep shamanic style journey where we go down into the sacred valley of the ancestors. We call in the spirit aspects of all your family members. So we send out that big, beautiful invitation, both to those in spirit form as well as those that are still with us. It is up to the individual, it's up to the higher self of the individual whether they want to be a part of the process or not. So anyone that is not willing, not aligned, not there for the greater good of all, that doesn't want to be there, simply won't be there. This process is very divinely protected. We have a lot of spiritual help with this one to keep it all going according to plan. And then we go down in the sacred valley of the ancestors and I perform a very powerful removal process that is done with a lot of love, a lot of light, a lot of permission, a lot of acceptance and forgiveness to clear out the negative energetic imprints, emotional energy, contracts, cords, spells, curses, hexes, negative entities, all the big heavy dark juju. We can just pull it all out from everybody at once. It is very safe. I have done thousands of these sessions now, both one-to-one, in groups, online, in retreats, in trainings, and the results are exactly the same every time. And my practitioners get the same results as well, that we so beautifully and gracefully pull out that energetic imprint through the generational line. So it's up to the individual of each person, each family member, and yourself if you're the one going through the process. It's done in accordance with your highest good and will of what it is that you are ready to clear. Anything that's not ready or not willing to go, we don't touch. But we do that really beautiful, powerful removal process. It's a specific way of doing it, which you'll understand when you go through it. We then bring in 3 really beautiful, powerful activations, energetic upgrades to the whole family, just to fill everyone back up with all that beautiful, juicy energy so that they can get more back into alignment with their higher self and also their heart chakra and their inner heart truths. So that's the sacred ancestral clearing part. That goes for the first 20 minutes or so. The rest is just for you, and this is where it gets really exciting. So we then transport you back to conception, back to the time when you were choosing your DNA, knowing what you know now with the release of all those old limitations and the blessings of your ancestors. What would you like to install? So this is where I guide you through a really beautiful talking trance. It's actually so easy. If you've never done any work like this before, just trust me, it comes through so beautifully, so easily. But I will be having a conversation with your higher self and asking, what would you like to install? And what will come through will be all the new programs, and they'll come through like an epiphany. You'll be like, oh my God, like I am enough, and I can have love and joy and happiness, and you will be rewiring the DNA energetically as well as rewiring the subconscious mind, the programs that are held in there. So I'm very, very skillful in guiding you through that. I am not the one putting anything in. It is up to you to bring through what you want. So it's a bit like hypnotherapy is me putting suggestions in there for you, whereas this is me asking you questions of what do you want. So you get to be the director, the conductor. You get to choose, your own language of what it is that wants to come through. It's a very, very, very powerful part of the process. We are connecting in with the higher self. We're asking the higher self, what would it like to choose? What is the new story? We also, in that beautiful trance-like space, go through that big list where I've set the intentions of everything that you want to clear. And I will ask you right at the end, because we've already done a whole heap of energetic clearing, we've already done a whole heap of reprogramming. Now, right at the end, I want to make sure we get as much resolution as we possibly can for all that list. So I'll go through the list one by one and I'll ask you, what about that old problem of blah, blah, blah? Is it still there or is it gone? In my experience, at least 8 or 9 times out of 10, the majority of it is already cleared because it's been cleared out in the removal energetically. You've already brought a new program in. There's usually a few things that you're like, yeah, that still feels a little bit alive, or there's a little bit of charge on that still. And I will ask very specific questions to help you get the resolution until you can be like, yeah, it's not a problem anymore. We can't change the past, we can't change the history, but we 100% can change how you feel about it, because we are not meant to be holding on to pain, trauma, negative emotions, limiting beliefs. It actually goes against our human nature. We aren't designed, the body, the mind, the psyche, the nervous system is actually not designed to hold on to it. That's why it causes problems. That's why it makes us sick. That's why it causes things like anxiety and depression, because it's an imbalance. The most natural thing you will ever do is evolve. And that means releasing and replacing it with higher information. So your higher self will come through and tell you the new story. I promise you, it's actually really easy. In the close to thousands of sessions that I've done with this, I think I've only had maybe 1 or 2 clients that have really struggled to let things go and allowed them to rewrite the story. Everyone else has been like, oh God, I don't need this anymore. I can rewrite the story. It is the most natural thing you'll ever do, I promise. But we just have not been taught how to do this. Healing is so easy when you have the right tools. And this is one of the most profound tools I've ever come across. So once you're still in trance and I've gone through that list and we usually get it all resolved, I'll bring you back into the room and I'll check in again once you've kind of come back in, you're awake, you're grounded. I'll write down everything that you say under trance. I'll read it all back to you and I'll go through that list that we created at the start and I'll say, well, how do you feel about it now? And 99% of the time, people are like, it is just not there anymore. Now, I've got to be honest with you, there is a little bit of homework you need to do. You know, we can do all the most amazing, energetic, spiritual reprogramming, coaching, any of that we like. We can be the most powerful teachers or facilitators in the world, but if you don't take action, nothing's going to change. But there's nothing blocking you from taking action now. So you can go on to see those stories, the new story, you can feel it, and then you can go live it. It's exciting. And we can do that all in one session. So if you're interested, follow the links. Let's connect. Let's give it a go.